Okay, so this is going to be a really quick run through of how the optional files work for the mod packs. So when doing the diagnostic here yesterday to figure out why things weren't working correctly, I originally thought that it was downloading all the files. It actually wasn't. What was happening is there was extra files being downloaded into folders that I didn't think were supposed to be there. So I was like, oh, it's downloading all the files, not realizing that nah, it's actually downloading what it's supposed to download. It's just there's files there that were not expected. So if we open the run folder here, I can show what I'm talking about. So we got the Pixelmon pack, we got Minecraft mods. Okay, so there's nothing in this folder at the current moment, just the normal mods. So we got that stuff. The optional mods have not been put in there. So if I run the application, let it start up here real quick. Set login, and then if we go install on Pixelmon, and I select say not enough items, don't want to install it, or say these are the only two mods I want to install. Hit install. It's reading package manifest, it's downloading things. It download the files and move them here. So when you open this up, there's not enough items, there's Wela, but then we got Voxel mod, World Edit, and Damage Indicator. These are three mods I was like, oh wait, these should not be here, these should be part of the optional features. I neglected to realize that these might have been added and neglected to be put on the selected feature list. If these aren't supposed to be here, you can just exclude them from the global. If you want them to be on the feature list, you just add them. If you want these mods to actually work properly, they need to be in this mod folder, and in some other folder does not have an underscore in it. I think other folders will work. I will have to check into that more, but I'll honestly just put it in the main mod folder and then just mark it as an optional file. How the system should work, although this might need more testing to confirm, is that it will go, okay, this is an optional mod. We then select all of our mods that are for download. So anything that's not on the exclude list will be marked on the download list. Then it goes through, and if it's an optional feature mod, it tags it with a conditional. I'll open up the manifest file and show how this conditional is checked here. So we got the manifest. This is what actually tells the program how everything works. Now if I go put this through a viewer here, so this is how I actually figured this out, is I went and I found a JSON validator, and I put the whole contents in here. So this manifest file is generated by your mod creating process, and when it's downloaded with no spaces in it, so it's impossible to read. But when you format it real quick, it'll show you like all the details about the pack. It shows you all the features, so go here, here's all your features. Then it goes tasks. Tasks are what are meant to be downloaded and installed. It'll tell you what it is, it'll tell you the hash code, it'll tell you where it's downloading to, or well, actually where it's downloading from as well, but it downloads them both in the same location. Then it tells it where it needs to be installed to, and then it tells it the size of the file. Actually might implement this here later if you want to, of checking what the progress of the download is by checking the size. But we look down here, here's all the files. If we go and find one of our files that are optional. So here's Watson. Not sure what that mod is still, I'm gonna have to look into that, but there's a win condition. This win condition is used to check to see if it needs to be downloaded and installed. This checks the optional feature list. Any file that has this condition on here will be optionally checked. Supposedly this can be used for more things, but right now I've only seen the optional feature list. All of the optional mods have this in here, and it's how it kind of works. Now when it comes to the mod creating list, so if we go and let me close the launcher down here. So if we go run and then run other, then we'll let the creator. Okay, open workspace. Hopefully I still have a workspace here to show this off with. Okay, it's going to create a new workspace. So if we create a new pack, we call it something, something, game version 1.7.10, and okay, change logs nothing, launch argument, Caesar files. Okay, so if you want to exclude it, or actually, never mind, this is user files. So this is actually what you tell files that are going to be edited by the user and you want to only leave on users. Always try to put your client only configs in there. But for optional features, you go new, you do your file name, your description, you put the include pattern here and exclude pattern. Anything in the include pattern will count as being part of that optional mod. So you can actually put multiple mods in here. Say if you had dependencies or other things, you can put it in here. Exclude pattern is things you don't want in here. This does support regex as far as I can tell. So what you could simply say is everything inside this folder is an optional mod, or part of that optional mod, and it'll do that. It is going to still install it wherever you put it at. So you need to do that. Let's see if there is actually a global exclude list. I'm assuming if you just put it like in here, it might actually just work properly. So let's hit save and see if I can find that. Why my dog sits here and whines at me from behind me. I don't think there is a global exclude list actually. I'll look into that here later. But the ideal is if you want the mod to work, you mark it as optional, and it'll download into the location you put it in. Just put it in your master folder and then mark it as optional in your master folder. If you don't want files to sync, just don't put them in there for the moment, or try to add them to the exclude list in the user folder as a quick workaround. It might still download it if it's in the exclude folder, but that's it there.